Hello, everyone. My name is Andres Diaz, or AKA Andres Pop Culture Talk. Today, Jeff and I are back again for another spectacular podcast. Jeff, how you doing?
I mean, I'm good at that. Did you see me just spill like half my shirt over myself?
Yeah, I
Did you see
was
that?
gonna.
Did you notice
You
that?
yeah, I just now, just
I
now.
always
I
wonder
just.
if that. I always wonder when that happens if people can tell. You know what I mean? Like when I do it, because I do it often. I do.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I just miss my mouth with the cup.
Hey,
Right?
at least at least it's not embarrassing as me dropping my like my Skittles or my popcorn in the theater. So you're lucky. At least it's a drink.
Well, listen, I don't know about you, man, but if I drop popcorn on the theater, as long as it's within my reach, I just eat it. I don't give a shit, man. Who cares? It's popcorn, man. Who gives a shit? Um,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But anyways,
yeah.
but no, I mean, and my stupid ass, right? I always buy the most expensive, biggest kind of popcorn, even when I'm by myself. I still do. Out of habit,
Ooh,
I always do. Isn't that crazy?
yeah. I think that's crazy.
You know you can't eat that whole thing by yourself.
I actually can. Well, anyway, I think that's off the topic of food. But anyway, I think that's appropriate. Anyway, so today, so anyway, folks, sorry that I'm a little under the weather. I'm sorry I'm not on the cam like Jeff is, but no worries. I mean, if you want to see my face, go and check the other two podcasts in his channel, and then of course the part one of the ranking of the MCU Phase 5. Check that. You can see my beautiful face.
maybe
Anyway,
maybe you should put a dick pic up, man, as like your avatar.
well, I was thinking more in the line of Batman, but
Uh,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Hey,
Oh,
I busted my head out for you, bro.
yes, actually, I blame myself on the Daredevil podcast. I wanted to say you had the awesome Daredevil cap ever.
Oh man, thank you so much. You noticed my Daredevil cap?
Yes, and I wanted to say it, but it was like I didn't know what time. I we were just because I was because I was briefly in your podcast. I couldn't be there too long,
Yeah.
so yeah. Ugh, I hate myself.
Dude, next
So,
time just mention it, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think I don't appreciate compliments?
mhm,
I mean, hey,
yeah,
you know what? Like, I mean, shit, man. I think I have good taste. You know, like
exactly.
that Daredevil hat was not hard to get, man. To find that
Oh,
color
really?
and whatnot. Yeah, and it was not cheap either.
Mm.
That's the color of the Daredevil costume or outfit, I think, from season 3 of the Netflix series.
Mm.
Or the
Okay.
Defenders, where you have the what is that color? Maroon?
Yeah, something like that. Ooh.
Yes, that's why it was
Ooh.
rare to get. That's why it was hard to get that color hat.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got it. I think it cost me like probably shit, man. I won't even lie. It's kind of embarrassing. I think it's probably $56, $55.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's it's not that bad, but yeah, it's a little too expensive. But anyway, I think that was I think the maroon color was very good choice. I think as you can see the letters, good. Like that's actually a perfect color scheme for Daredevil suit. Maybe one day we'll see that in live action. But
Hey, man, I've got so much swag. My shelf in my closet fell down for the second time in 3 months the other day, man.
oh really?
I woke up in the morning. I'm like, what the hell just happened? It felt like a bomb went off. It was my shelf falling down because of the weight of all my t-shirts.
Wow.
I love
I
swag, man. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's ugh. Oh my god. Like the only time I have that experience is just in the bathroom when our curtains go down. But anyway,
Well, hey,
so
I'm hoping. No, last thing I'll say is I'm hoping down the road here to be able to actually tangibly figure out how to actually work with a couple of these Red Bubble companies and whatnot, and Hot Topic and all that. I go
uh-huh.
beyond affiliate, but like actually get them to like actually work with me individually and
Hmm.
cut me some kind of work something out with me and whatnot. You know, because of how much business I give them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
seriously, you know.
I yeah, oh my god, like I think the best way you can do that if you promote their product in YouTube, like a quick because I see a lot of YouTubes when they, sponsor some of these products
Are you saying when
or
they do it on their own to like get the brand's attention?
if you're using the brand, like if you're using the brand and then I don't know if you get a direct contact of of this company, you can
I see what you're saying. You have something to give them.
yeah, something like that, and then you can, you know, I saw this in a couple of my favorite YouTubers, and they started at the beginning of, okay, here, this is a health space, or like,
That's a good idea, man. I
you
like.
know,
You know,
yeah,
you see me do it with the margarita bottle before. You know, I've been doing it.
yeah. If you know them, and then you say, hey, before we start everything, here's this margarita, like, good taste.
Have you seen
What?
me do it? How I pick it up and everything, and hold it up to the camera and all that. You know, I'm doing that, right?
Oh, see, you. This is my first time hearing that, so I haven't
Oh
seen yet.
yeah, I
So,
do it all the time on shows. Every time I kill a bottle, because I have like
hmm,
bottles to the left of me, right?
right.
I like a mini bar right to the left of me.
Mm,
'Cause I drink, man. You know what I'm saying? During shows, I do a lot of shows. So when I get
yeah.
shows, I drink. Either way, every time I kill a bottle, I hold it up during the show, right in
Mm,
front of it, so everybody sees the label. And I just make a big smile. And I do like a peace sign, you know, like wink, wink. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think this would be a good way to sponsor DC. So here,
Oh shit.
let's
Good luck with that.
yeah. So everyone, if you didn't forget, well, initially last week, right, or last week, we were supposed to do a huge podcast discussion on our five ranking of the upcoming Gunn Slate DC films, and then the MCU Phase 5. We just did the first part of MCU 5 because there were just a lot of technical difficulties. Let's say that for now, and also there was just a lot to discuss. But we already covered the MCU. I think it's great. Check it out. Sally was great there. Jeff was great there.
Oh yeah, and Sally's looking forward to recording with you again and whatnot and everything. She wanted me to tell you that she's looking forward to seeing you on a Sunday to cover some Marvel and whatnot and everything, and she's gonna make up, the time with you and whatnot. So that she wants you
Yes,
to actually see her like her A game.
yes. No worries. This I forgot to mention this in the description, but she had some technical difficulties, everyone, so she wasn't yet there in the whole podcast, but just internet problems. So just yeah, be happy with the material we got there for the first part, and she was great. And that's good because I think this Sunday I should be fine. Because
Oh, that's awesome. We're doing What If season 2.
mm, all right, I think that'd be kind of awesome to discuss. Anyway, so this is the second part. We're doing DC, the Gun Slate. So, yeah, so I'm very excited to discuss this. I already planned out my five rankings last Tuesday. So yeah, so let's start with you, Jeff. What's your number five
Hold
ranking?
on. I'm gonna, I have to cup all this stuff. I don't ever plan it.
Okay.
But no. Again, I just want to let your audience know, right? And this isn't your fault at all, Andres.
Okay.
This is my responsibility to put that out there. I am not I'm not as knowledgeable in DC Comics or like the characters and their histories or backstories as Andres is at all. Right? Like I
Mm,
him, and he'll tell you this factually, to come in and back us up on the Bleeding Edge when we cover DC, right? Essentially, that's what I approached him for, was to help us out, right? And to collaborate, of course, too. But like, because at the end of the day, it's not just about being honest. It's about the fact that, like, I mean, we want to make good content. So, like, at that point, I can moderate a show on anything, right? As long as I do some research,
mm,
right? And I'm on my game.
yep.
But at the same time, though, if there's certain things that I just can't know, right? Like, unless you read the comics and you've seen the DC animated films, all of them or whatever, right? At that point, it's good to have good people like you around, right? And I have other guests too that you'll meet that come in and do the same thing, to be able to
Right.
jump in and fill in those gaps, right? And pick things up when I don't know how to explain something, right? And so at that point, I just want to point out and thank Andres, because he's very gracious and very selfless. And when he did our first DC animated review with us, he genuinely, um, uh, without question, was extremely thankful and appreciative just to have the opportunity to enjoy himself and get to review the Batman film that what was it? Was it Batman?
It was the Justice League, New
It was
Frontier.
New Frontier. Yeah, no, he was very thankful, right? And it was somewhat emotional. And it was very a very proud type of moment for me in cyber. You know what I'm saying? Like the kind of stuff that like that matters at the end of the day in content creation, the real shit, right?
Yeah.
The actual like human part. Like what and so I just want to I want to thank Andres. I want to thank me for letting me come on again and being patient with me tonight and whatnot. Andres waited for 3.5 hours for me to be late to come on the show. Right?
Right? No. Thank you,
It's a
Jeff.
decent mood, man. 3.5 hours.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Jeff, for inviting me to your podcast. I never expect to have a collaboration with a younger YouTuber. It's like a dream come true. Uh, I was so, like, especially doing a DC thing as a DC fan. I was so proud to do that, especially for just free tier. Um, I just love that story, and
Hey,
this.
the more you stick with me and then you mingle your co-hosts from your other shows and your team members over with me and whatnot and everything, and the more you get on the shows, I'll tell you right now, man, just associating with our brand will grow your brand, right? At the same time, too, at the end of the day, I'm a good person to collaborate with because I always have your back as a creator. Like I believe in this shit. I do.
Yes.
And at the same time, too, will you come on the show on Sunday, for instance, if you decide to do, just so you know, folks, the MCU Bleeding Edge on Sunday, what would be, I guess, what date? 19?
19, yeah.
19, we're going to do it at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and Andres may be on the panel. We're going to break down What If Season 2, which should be a great show.
Yep.
And Andres, you're going to get to meet new creators on there. John, that was on last week's show, is coming back. Him and Sally are going to be there. They already decided to both get drunk during the show. So they're both going to drink wine during the show. I'm drinking too.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to be getting drunk, right? And talking What If Season 2, baby. You're going to meet John, and John is dope, man. You're going to love him.
Cool. I mean, I'll be the only. Oh my god, I'll be the only non-alcohol person there. So
you'll be like our DD and stuff we were on in the car.
Exactly.
But John has the awesome concept, man. You wait. After the show, I'll tell you about what he does on his pod. But he's good people. There'll probably also be another creator or two on there too.
Okay.
Man, like the more you expose yourself to like my network, the more guests and whatnot and collaborations you're going to end up with. And I'll bring more good people on your show.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's wait and see for Sunday. Hey,
man, listen, don't be afraid to challenge yourself, Andres.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, and speaking of that, we are gonna have a future collaboration soon in the trailer, in the channels, or both our channels. It's just always scheduling. I mean, he has multiple podcasts that he has scheduled or planned to do. Same here for me. I got a lot of plans / just
Oh man, I'm salivating. I can't wait to plan that, man. I'm gonna start promoting and advertising the hell out of it. The minute we set some stuff down, I'm gonna be promoting the shit out of it.
Yes, exactly. And so just like roping in like the DC thing. I know you're not familiar.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like this is a really weird place for me. Like, it's very strange. It's almost like when I'm covering Marvel, and I bring in other creators all the time and whatnot, and that don't even know about Marvel a lot sometimes. Like they've only seen maybe 2 films or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I still collaborate with those people. I just tailor the shows to what they know, right? And anybody can do a Disney Plus Marvel episode review. You don't have to. You don't need to know the background of Marvel for that.
No,
right?
Of course not.
Look, we'll collaborate with anybody. Why not? I like the different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this is almost strange because I'm used to being in a position where I'm always being on the show and having people come on that don't know a lot of times don't know all about the MCU. They haven't watched all the films and this and whatnot. They're missing information. Well, I'm in that spot now with DC, right? Like here I am now. I don't feel exposed or anything, but like I feel like in this weird spot. I've not been a long time dedicated fan of DC like you. So I don't know how you feel about this whole Gunn Saffron shit. Like, I don't know how you feel about all of it. I know how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, so just for the record, I did a podcast with my article host, named Chris. We did just a full on discussion on the Gun Slate, just not like doing ranking. It was just like an overall discussion, our feelings about the presentation that we got, what movies or like the shows that we were excited for. Plus, we discussed the Flash trailer discussion, and one of the things that I say is like, okay, I think I mentioned this when actually first popped up in your channel for the Justice League No Free tier, because we did the gun slate afterwards after we done with the review,
Mhm.
and I say it was like, okay, I like Gun. I'm happy we got a leadership finally. We have some direction, but I don't think it was like it wasn't like like it wasn't like spectacular or like grandiose like the MCU presentations or reveals that we get. If you compare that to last year's Comic Con, the reveals of Phase 5 and 6, like those were big and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Kev,
but don't you think that they did that on purpose for presentation purposes, just to change things up?
yeah. I mean, but because we didn't know at the time, like I didn't know, like you didn't know, like Phase 4 was coming to an end, and
No,
then
no, what I'm saying is that like if they wanted to, they could have put Gunn and Saff, they could have created an event and they could have put Gunn and Saffron on a stage and all that shit in front of an audience. They could have done it if they wanted to. They
um,
could have spent the money and did it.
yeah, it's true. I agreed. But like they could easily do that in the video they gave us. But anyway, but at
Hmm.
least they like at least put some like pictures from comic
I
panels.
thought the way Gunn did it was perfect.
Okay,
I
okay,
did. I thought it was great.
yeah. Look,
Quick, short, to the point.
oh, that's true. Yeah, that I will agree. Like we can disagree and agree. I definitely agree on that. Like it was clear. I think that's like a very important thing. And one thing I will say is that like you can tell Gunn really likes the DC films,
Mm-hmm,
like the
mm-hmm.
DC universe. That I did appreciate that, and I really like this lineup. I like that we're getting obscure
You
characters.
can already tell that he can't wait for the competition, for the fight, for the hustle. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like he's in it.
yep.
You know what I mean? No, I'm
Yes.
telling you.
Yeah. And
That's why I told people from jump about Gunn. I'm like, you have to understand Gunn. I don't know him, but I think he's probably hyper competitive, right?
mm,
He probably loves being challenged. He loves
yeah.
he loves having opportunities to express his art at grand scales, right? And take on
Mm,
big tasks, right? He likes that kind of shit. He feeds off it.
yeah. I agree. Yeah. He's good under pressure. I think he knows how to deliver a product.
He looked like he was
Which is
having fun in that video, man.
mm,
He did. He looked proud.
yeah. I agree. I think he was proud. I mean, he's proud for everything, which is good. I mean, he's very humble. That's the thing I like about Gunn. It's like he's a very thoughtful director. Like he's not this like he's not like this like egotistic director.
You have to be humble to have the desire to want to compete.
Yeah, exactly. And and Feige, Feige is supporting Gunn. So like
Oh, and I get to compete too. Don't get me wrong. He does.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I didn't know this, but like apparently when Batman v Superman was announced, Feige suggests Civil War to the Russo brothers. Like at the time, they were developing a third Captain America movie, but they didn't know what was the direction was yet like approved on like what was the direction for the next third film. But when Feige heard about the Batman v Superman, you know what he did? He just copied and just say, okay, we're gonna do Civil War to do our superhero battle, and guess what? We know which one won the battle for that in 2016. So yeah, so I mean, Gunn like Feige is like a friend, like I call it a friendly comparator. Like
I'd love to interview him. You already know I don't do standard interviews. Like we don't do standard interviews in the Bleeding Edge, really. I think
right, yeah. You tell me.
we don't like to. We will if it was someone that, if there's a good reason for it, right? We will. You
Mhm.
know, if it makes sense and it's logical and whatnot, and it fits into our structure, we'll do it. Otherwise, we actually usually will ask high level guests to just come on the show. just like anybody else, and just mix it up and have a good time, right?
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
why not, right? And like I told you before, I'm telling you right now, they never complain. They want to do it. They're happy to like change it up. They're sick of being asked the same freaking questions over and over and over again about their book or their comic
Yeah.
book or whatever, right? They're tired of that shit, right?
No, no, I agreed. Like
So
for
no,
me,
no, go ahead.
yeah, for me, if I ever do an interview, like I just make like more like obscure questions or like more like questions that they never get asked about, like like about like this one thing that's maybe obscured or no one hasn't heard of. Like I want to like bring that up instead of this other thing that's like famously or like discussed like constantly. It's like very annoying,
Well, I
you know?
told you, man. I mean, I let them plug their stuff. You know what I mean? I give them a segment or whatever, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I give them something. I give them 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever, whatnot, and I give them all their visuals. I pull up all their stuff, whatnot, and everything. I put effort into it, to promote
Hmm.
their stuff and whatnot, and everything. They have the floor. They can say what they want, take as much time as they want, right? But it's
Hmm.
segmented. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's still part of the show,
Yeah,
right? You're still trying to entertain people.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I agreed.
Yeah, and
So
interviews aren't entertaining, but no, with Gunn with Feige, I think that honestly, people don't grasp that um Feige I don't know if he's a perfectionist, but
no,
I would love to just calm his mind, man, because he is so obscure when he talks to the media, whatnot, everything. He never really tells you anything about himself. Like,
no. I
like
mean,
or what he thinks, or you know what I'm saying, anything, like nothing. So like, um,
I
I'd love to
so
just see his brain.
yeah, I agree. That's the one thing I think that's good for Fight. Like, I think Feige is doing the right thing. Where compared to Gunn, I wish Gunn doesn't like answer the fans in the Twitter
Mm,
because that's a very dangerous like thing to do, mate. Like with Feige, like especially like the like the confidential.
Twitter's toxic.
Exactly, and like the rumor bills, like the rumors, or like or
I've had a female creator going after me for like the last week. I actually got my account put in neutral for like 12 hours.
really,
Yeah, because of that toxic crap. These people that have no lives. You know what I mean, and whatnot, right?
right,
What if one person jumps out there and starts slandering somebody, all these people that like are their allies or whatever pop in and start talking back to you, whatnot, right?
right,
And the minute you fight back, they contact Twitter and they hit you up. You get hit with harassment, bullying, and all that crap.
yeah, I know.
I've been through it before. It happens. It's part of the deal. You'll learn. You'll see.
Oh God, I hope not. But anyway, that could happen one day. But anyway, so
Sometimes Andres, people just want to eat off you.
that's true. But it's also dangerous because when the Brave and the Bold movie was announced, like people were guessing who was going to be the next Batman. They thought like George Clooney was going to be in. Oh my God, like in that movie, and then Gunn has to like shut it down. Like I'm fine with that, but then it's like you should just let Warner Brothers or the studio to announce that like that's not true.
Yeah, but Andres, think about it. With me, right?
Yeah.
I don't talk. I don't ever talk. I don't ever think before I talk ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like all you ever get from me is exactly whatever the hell. It's always the truth, no matter what. I just drop straight truth at you, no matter what, all the time, 24/7. That's all I
Right.
got. So at that point, like, it's all you're ever going to get. And at that point, it's very predictable. It's kind of boring in a way, but at that point,
Excuse me.
realistically, I'll tell you the truth, man. I like, I'm not afraid, right? Like, that I say a lot of like crazy shit sometimes on the shows. I can be kind of
Yeah.
controversial at times, right? I am a kind of controversial figure. If I wanted to be bigger, I could be, right? I have that ability. If I wanted to like put myself in the spotlight more, I could. I have that kind of like attitude of that kind of demeanor disposition. And I am known for like not being afraid to like tell other creators, male creators, that like I would punch them right in the fucking face if I could and shit like that and whatnot. Because I
Hmm.
think they said to me and whatnot, or how they've disrespected my guests or my show or my co-host. Yeah, I've said
Hmm.
things and done those things before, and I do them again because I meant them. I'm from New York, born and raised. I don't play around with that shit. You know what
No,
I'm saying? Like,
no, no.
if you disrespect my co-host or my guests and whatnot, I'm gonna say something like that to you. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen. So it's rare though. I don't like I don't like conflict. But no, man.
no.
Bottom line, I think at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of guns. He knows how to control himself, just like I
Yeah,
do.
I agree.
I know the lines I can't cross. Right? If anybody's ever gonna cross those lines in the show, ain't gonna be me. Right?
Right.
It won't be me. And at that point, I don't want to lose my YouTube channel. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
no.
No, I'm careful, man. Like I know what I can say and what I can't say. Um, it's very simple. And honestly, I don't know if you know this, Andres. It flips both ways sometimes. But the bigger you get on YouTube, the more they let you go, and you can just do what you want.
Mm. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the bigger you get, the bigger your numbers are, and whatnot, and everything. The more they just leave you alone.
Okay, that's cool. That's good because I mean, so many years with YouTube is like they're like ridiculous rules and the monetization and then the copyright and so it's ridiculous. But
At the end of the day, man, they want to make money.
well, yeah, same here. I mean,
You
same,
know, so
same.
at that point, if they see that, like, if they can see that your stats are legit and that you're growing like we're growing, at that point, they're gonna cut us a break here and there.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah, and yeah, and not to go in deep for my direction, but like I hope one day if I get to those points and I'll be having a good subscriber count, like
you
I
will,
can make this a permanent like job for me,
you will, you
so
will. That's my
yeah,
goal. You know that.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
So
even. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't hurt to make it. I wouldn't mind getting this for $500 every month.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
just
know,
like
a thousand. You know what I mean? Some play money.
yeah. Well, for me, it's just like just money to feed myself. So like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, I
care.
hear you. No, I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
Hey, hey, Remember, I started this game like coming out of a bed, right?
mm,
I picked up a phone and decided to make content one day.
yeah.
So, like, did I ever think this would ever happen? I'd be on your show like this? Hell no.
Yeah, no, same here for me. I mean, like, I I started to take serious until 2016. I started to become more serious with the YouTube content. So,
Well,
but anyway,
I can tell you
uh,
right now, man. Like I said, you hang with me, dude. I'm telling you right now. At the end of the day, people seem to want to be around me and to collaborate with us and whatnot and everything for reasons. So,
yep,
the way I see it, the more that we work together, the better.
yep,
Now, as far as DC goes, like I said, it's an interesting position to be in.
yeah,
Like I think it's interesting how things with Marvel and the MCU are kind of down right now,
yeah,
and all of a sudden you see DC right now rebooting right now, right? And
yeah,
all of a sudden, bam! Like, hey, there's almost some competition there.
yeah. Well, like, yeah. So right now, I mean, so, like not to go into deep with the Sham 2, um,
Mhm.
their box office projection is kind of mixed, but the reviews have been great. They say it's the best. It's better than the first film, which is a good sign. Where compared to Ant-Man 3, that came out like, oh my god, like a month ago, and that was like a important film that like was the launching pad of Phase 5, and it's completely it's like everyone has mixed feelings about the film. The box office not like it's performing okay, but it's I think someone one of these box office analysis, one of my favorites in YouTube, uh, say that this is gonna be the lowest Ant-Man movie in his franchise
Oh,
because of the
really?
yeah because of the huge weekend drops. Like last week it was the like it dropped 70% last week, and then this week I think was 50 or 60 something like that. Like it's not gonna like cross over 700 million to cover the 200 million budget that it had in this film. Well, so yeah, so
Oh,
MC
yeah. Well, not only that, but what about the advertising and the promotional cost too?
exactly marketing all that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so right now like MCU is like cleaning up and trying to fix a lot of things, because like Marvel have been hit very hard last year, with the VS, the visual effects people. They complained, like there was like a report, like literally a report how bad Marvel Studios is as a client for the special effects company. So, where DC, I could say like 9 out of 10 of the special effects for the DC films look really great. Like last year, the Batman looks great. Even Black Adam, a movie I don't like it looked way more polished than what half of the Phase 4 films are, and Shazam look awesome compared to Ant-Man 3 was. So,
Hey, I'll talk Black Adam with you anytime you want, man. I saw it twice in the theater. I liked it better the second time.
mm, that's I
Yo,
when you have it.
hey, brother, Doctor Fate, man, and Hawkman, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll watch again Black Adam because of Doctor Fate. I love Doctor Fate as a character.
Come on, you're Boston. Come on.
Exactly. So anyway, so let's get into our ranking because
Yeah,
already. So what's your number 5? Like, what's your number 5 excited Gun Slate project?
all right, I'm gonna do mine out of order.
Okay.
Okay. Just because I don't feel like I have the proper awareness, I guess, of some of the characters in the shows to know what they're capable of, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like what they could potentially do, right? How popular they could become, right? Like I don't have that feeling, knowledge. So at that point, I don't want to just like automatically just pick the stuff that I know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still want to kind of like go off my gut. And at that point, I'm just going to go out of order.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
at that point, I would say probably 5 for my number 5.
Okay.
Going from worst to best, probably. I'll try to loosely kind of go worst to best. I'd say probably I would go with I say I will go with Creature Commandos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The
I like
concept,
that.
great. The concept's great, right?
Yeah, I definitely agreed. Weasel's coming back.
Weasel, yep. Gotta love Weasel, man. Hell, he was awesome. He was one of the best parts, like the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes of Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Oh god, I just love they were like, was they?
What did the guy say? Is that a rat?
Yeah, sort of like a weasel is like a beaver or something like that. Ooh,
No, he's a weasel.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was one creature that was weird.
No, one of the dudes in the squad was like, "Yo, is that a rat?"
Oh yeah, who was that? That Pete Davis character, like say like
I can't remember.
yeah.
They all died so quick.
I mean, Captain Brune died. I mean, that first sequence, which I was so sad. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, also Creature Commander is gonna be like what the first thing we're gonna see like after Superman Legacy, because that seems like more ready to come out soon.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what it seems like. Because like Gunn is writing it. And let me check here. We got the episode account reveal, like 7 episodes. It's just the release date we haven't yet confirmed. So, um, but anyway.
You want to add me? Got me.
Oh, oh. Okay. I see 2 of you now.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. So yeah, I don't have creature commanders in my ranking. It's a very interesting concept. Just need more like just more information, just more like footage to see to make me like.
To be animated live action.
Yeah. Um. I I like obscure things, but I think I really like. I didn't even mention this, but like for some people, like I wish we had more like the other DC characters being more properly adapted, like Wonder Woman, or I kind of wish we saw other characters like Martian Manhunter, or like Static Shock, those type of characters.
What's wrong with Gal Gadot? I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I guess what? She's in the Shazam film?
Yeah, but it seems more like a cameo. Like it seems like it.
Is that a good thing though? Is that an indication that like they're going to keep her in the DCU? Because didn't you actually say that she was one of the characters that might have?
Um. Well, let me I not really because of the Wonder Woman 3 movie canceled. Gunn is making it very clear he wants to clean out all the Snyderverse thing. So it does include Harry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and
Said that.
Gal Gadot. The only person that's weirdly safe is the Flash, maybe, but we need to see when the Flash comes out and see this whole
Gunn said they still wanted to try to build off of their core characters like Batman. You know what I'm saying? I thought he said that.
Yeah, but with new actors, because that's the main point.
We talked about that before. I think that's logical, don't you?
I guess so.
Put yourself in his shoes, in Gunn's shoes. If you had to, right, and be in charge of it, and it's your baby. You're the creative, clean slate, and be able to work with it, playing the character for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, think about it. You don't know where the loyal actors or actresses they might have a grudge against Gunn.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we need to see how the Flash does, and because right now it's a little weird. It's just right now, I think we need to wait to see how these films perform, and then we go from there. But honestly, I mean, Wonder Woman is going to be recast. I mean, we got the new Paradise Lost show coming around, and that'd be a good way to introduce a new Wonder Woman. So, yeah, but
Flash film that you're concerned about the box office?
no, I'm saying there's a wait and see with DC and Gunn with these films, or because right now we because Henry Cavill is out, Ben Affleck is coming back for one last time in the Flash, so right now I think Gal Gadot is going out, and so I think the Shazam cameo or whatever her role is in that will be the last thing we're going to see her, and then it's we're going to get
okay, send off.
Yeah, basically what we got with Henry Cavill Black Adam cameo. It's basically that.
That was a complete shit.
Yeah, so it's really sad.
No, but as far as the actual pick goes, I like it. It's different, right? It's edgy. You know what I'm saying? It's throwback, right? It's historic in a way, because the comics, they fought the Nazis.
That's true.
Yeah, so I mean, they said the Nazis aren't going to be now. It's going to be in real time, right?
Yeah, in real time. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't like a Thunderbolts team. These are fucking monsters.
Yeah, and they're basically sort of the supernatural DC Midnight Suns kind of team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, something tells me that they're going to be more comedic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, would you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Midnight Suns is going to look like on film, right? But I know what it was like in the comics, and there was no humor in that shit. You know it.
No, it wasn't.
Contact.
Yeah. So,
no.
But
I have a feeling that they're gonna add some Gun to that.
Yeah, agreed. And that's the thing. I think also is the rating. I don't know like if there's gonna be PG or rated R, but we'll see. But
I would honestly, I don't know. I'm crystal balling it. Something tells me it'll end up being rated R. But wait a minute though, it's animated. How rare is it for an animated show to be rated R?
oh, I mean, there's plenty. It's just like it's very obscure. I think. I mean,
Are you talking about the dark web porn type stuff?
no. I mean, there's like actual content that are like hard, like Rick and Morty. You know, Rick and Morty is like rated R stuff, and
Oh yeah. But
you
what
know,
really? What is Rick and Morty really rated? I never even thought about it.
for like for TV, it's like TVM, like mature. That's like
Oh
basically rated R thing.
yeah, haven't they started with Chappelle? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep. So it's like that, for TV.
Not swear after a certain time or something like that.
Yeah, like certain swearing and then graphic violence or all that. Like it's here there. It's like it's basically what HBO and Showtime is. You could do those certain things under their umbrella, like because Rick and Morty are in Toonami in Cartoon Network. That's like late
Yeah,
night network.
no, I mean it's just like I stopped watching it. I'll be honest with you. I only watched 2 seasons because I stopped watching like cable, right?
Mm,
So at that point, I'm all Roku now. I never watch it, but I like it. But you know what though? It's just like YouTube, Andres. Rick and Morty over the seasons has gotten more gratuitously like graphic. You know what I'm saying? More sexual. Like
mm,
there's more swearing now. You know what I mean? Like it's evolved.
yeah, I mean it has.
But it's popular.
Yeah, I mean, and this generation are like kind of this like what's the word like this desensitized with the violence, so it's like kind of tough,
Well,
like not
yeah,
tough.
yeah. Animated violence anyway. It's hard to take it.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of tone this show is going to be. Maybe like similar to Guardians or the Suicide Squad, but yeah. Anything else to say about Creature
I can
Commandos?
tell you right now, as of right now, I put it as something that I want to cover.
That's good.
No, I already have it written down. I did write it down as something like you mentioned because of the timing, as something that if we can, I want to review.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, one day we could discuss that. Anyway,
No, in general, I want to review it on the Bleeding Edge. I want to review that show. I do.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. No,
I
it
think that'd
seems
be
interesting. It seems like it could be fun.
yeah. If the teaser trailer or whatever the trailer like hits it right, then I'm in. Like officially.
The concept seems awesome.
So
It's
anyway,
really cool. It does. But yeah, no, go ahead. What's your pick?
all right. So my number 5 is Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow.
Ah, you know what? I'm not surprised. I almost picked that myself.
Yeah. So anyway, so for me, I'm very excited because I'm a huge Supergirl fan. I really like the character. I think she's much better than Superman. Excuse me. Sorry, had to sneeze. I really like the character of Supergirl. I think she is quite fascinating. Like I really like how the character is more sci-fi than Superman, because some reason with Superman, it's like we never try to do a lot of the cosmic thing with Superman, like because we're always stuck with Superman in and on Earth, and so like that's why I just never like I never got into like Superman at all. Like that's why I like Smallville, because like Smallville did like the more science fiction kind of way and like explored Krypton and like just did everything what I feel like the movies and some of the television shows are lacking. Like that's why I like Superman and Lois. Like at least they're doing that like well. So yeah,
Yeah, I've heard good things about Superman Lois. I have.
Yeah. Oh, it's what's today? It's airing today for the season 3. So I'm like gonna see it probably this week. Check it out. Because Lex is gonna be in the show this season. So Lex Luthor. So yeah. So I'm very happy that Supergirl is getting her second attempt in the film, because we all know that her first like '84 solo film with Hanley Slater wasn't, like, it's not bad, but like it wasn't great, and despite the really great production value it has, it just didn't have the story, like it didn't have that gravitas or like character driven that made the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve work. So, and I like that Gunn is picking a storyline that makes sense to put Supergirl in the big screen using the Tom King one of Woman of Tomorrow. I heard the graphic novel is great. Like, a lot of people like the storyline, so it makes sense that they're adapting this like graphic novel from Tom King to be the movie for Supergirl. Um, which is good, because like Tom King's stuff has been sort of, excuse me, like adapted into areas of media. Like One Division is basically based on some of Tom King's run of the Vision run that he did, like the suburban area,
I'm gonna
like
grab
all.
my Andres. Keep talking. I'm gonna grab my drink real quick. I'll be right back. Man.
Okay, no worries.
For you.
And so I think that's a really good direction. And then, another thing I am very excited for is just maybe seeing more Kryptonian mythology and more cosmic in these Superman films, because I mean, besides Man of Steel with the Krypton style, which we already seen before, I think it's time to see more other like aliens and like more DC creatures slash cosmic characters we haven't seen yet to be in the DC films, and I think this film is perfect to do. And then also, like, um I think what else? I think this would be a good way to tie into Superman Legacy, like like to really build out the Superman lore in this new version of the DC shared universe. Especially like this be a good way to introduce Brainiac. Like, I think Brainiac uh really needs to be the main villain, either Legacy or this film, which I think it makes sense to do it in Woman Tomorrow. And so, and yeah, I think that's something that's needs to happen. Okay.
All right. So, what? Just to reset, what I wanted to ask you was, do you think that it's all at all possible that because of the MCU and its emergence, right,
Yeah.
it affected Superman and like the concept of Superman as far as what people were used to with Superman?
Um.
The fact that he was just one character, right? There was no interconnected anything, right? With like, for instance, with the Christopher Reeve Superman films,
Mhm.
they were standalone solo films. They were standalone films. Personal vehicles of his, of Superman's and whatnot, and everything, right?
Right.
Now at that point, I get where you're going with Kara, right? That's
Mhm.
her name. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
You want to see more cosmic DC stuff, and you
Yeah.
you see her as a catalyst for that.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm saying, like, you can easily say that with Lenters, but like the way the gun,
Lens is going to be end up being like what they're saying it's going to be like True Detective.
yeah, True Detective on Earth,
Yes,
and so like
that sounds
so
quite interesting, man.
yeah, which I like, it is in my list. So lanterns, but yeah, because let's face it, like DC has some of the best cosmic characters, and like they haven't made like a cosmic film at all, where Marvel has been very much controlling that area in the corner, like Guardians, Captain Marvel,
Yeah, yeah,
Eternals.
yeah, but that's just because that's what they slated. You already
Yeah,
know as well as I do that there's a massive groundswell in the fandom, and there's a demand for more Earth-based type storylines in the MCU. There is. People
yeah,
want to see more Earth-based, street-based type storylines and characters. They do.
yeah. I mean, I know that.
It's
I mean,
human
Marvel could.
nature. It's human nature,
Yeah,
right?
I know that. But that's not like
Mm-hmm.
like DC's been doing like the problem with DC is that they try too hard to make some of their characters grounded, but then that's not really the point. Like, the reason that the Ryan Reynolds film failed is because they didn't like commit to either being a cosmic scale film or being this grounded, like Earth-based film. Like the first Thor is a Earthbound, but like it's half cosmic, but it worked because they had the story for Thor to go through. And
Well,
I
that's
think,
the thing, Andres. You have to remember, it's all been an evolution, right?
yeah,
As Marvel Studios has learned, so has DC learned, right? And they've learned off each other, right? Like you already said,
yeah,
they have.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean,
right? Like at that point, right? When now look with the Ryan Reynolds thing, I get what you're saying, but what if it was just a timing thing? It just wasn't the right time for that film for DC.
yeah. Well, I mean, like there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about Green Lantern. That movie was very trouble in production. Like it was rushed and creative differences between the director and the actor. Like apparently, Martin Campbell that did the Green Lantern film like wanted Bradley Cooper to be the lead, not Ryan Reynolds, because that was like Reynolds was like the Warner Brothers studio choice.
Well, see, I actually know about Green Lantern. That's one of the ones I did read. The comics I did read was Green Lantern. I read Superman. I did. I did
Yeah.
read that. Like those are the main ones I did fuck with. Right?
Okay.
I did. I just didn't mess with Justice League at all. I never owned one. I don't own one Justice League comic. Not one.
Yeah,
I don't have one.
yeah, same here. Like some of these characters, I don't like read their books. Some of them are like from the television or animation shows. But, yeah.
But no. Honestly, I was a collector back for like during the bust, like before the bust. So
Mhm.
my dad bought a shit ton of extra copies of all the important DC stuff, right, as investments. Like every issue that came out that had to do with Death Superman and whatnot, everything, we had like 25 different copies.
Mm.
That's why we had. That's why we had the bust, right?
That's cool.
To some extent, yeah, I was a part of it. Yeah, that's kind of when I stopped collecting comics. Was right at the bust. But no, I think that you make good points. I think that unfortunately, at the end of the day, look, there's no point in looking back now, right? Same thing with Phase 4, right? The MCU. We can talk about it here and there and whatnot, but it is what it is. It's over, right? We're at Phase 5
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I just want to see good, entertaining content. So,
Yeah, I agree.
so fuck, the hell with whatever happened with the Green Lantern film, right? I get that it matters to you because, like, you care about the character,
Yeah.
whatnot, right? And you do know the actual intrinsic details and whatnot. Bottom line,
Yeah.
what I care about right now is the fact that it's all an evolution. And at that point, right, I think that what DC has put forward, what Gunn has put forward, is something where, if anything, there's no way, and I know you'd agree with me probably on this, that their slate is not influenced by MCU, by Marvel, or what they've seen with them with Phase 4.
Yes, that I agree with. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's one thing I did appreciate here. And at least we're getting the main players. To be in this.
How heavily do you think that weighed on them? What Phase 4 did to Disney and whatnot and everything, financially and all that and everything and whatnot, considering were their financially to begin with?
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you think they really looked at Phase 4 and they're like, you know what? We can't do any of that.
No, like they're like at least putting here I have the list here, and like the many projects we have here is very good. Like, so
I'll give you my number 4 right now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with that.
Brave and the Bold.
Cool. That's my number 1.
Well, I'm going with Brave and the Bold, baby.
All right, go ahead. Explain why you put it forward.
Hey, this is the introduction of the DCU Batman, said Gunn, of Bruce Wayne, and also introduces our favorite Robin, Damian Wayne, who was a badass, who was a little son of a bitch. The movie will take inspiration from the now classic Batman run written by Grant Morrison that introduced Batman to a son he never knew existed, a murderous tween raised by assassins, his very strange father and son story, and importantly, it will feature a Batman not played by Robert Pattinson. However, there also will be the Batman sequel, and that's why I'm going to pick the Batman sequel as my code number 4. It's a tie. All right.
So you're putting the Batman Part Two. Okay,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Tie for my number 4 because hey, I don't know what the hell's even going to happen with this freaking Batman sequel now at this point, man. I'm hearing all kinds of weird stuff. Like, I mean, like honestly, do you think they'll even get a third? Why would they even do a third film now?
I think they do because I mean this is Elseworld story, so I think they're gonna continue that. If Part Two is successful, then they will do Part Three, and then if
Oh,
the new
well,
Joker movie,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It all intertwines, doesn't it? Because
yeah,
you
so
got the Joker series,
yeah, so
but you also got the Penguin series, the Gotham series.
exactly. So I mean, I don't have a problem with this. I'm very happy that DC are continuing with the Elseworld stories. Like, I will tell you, I wanted DC to just focus on standalone films. I never wanted them to do again the interconnected films. When this happened, I was like, okay, fine. But I was happy they did. They announced that like we're making it official. We are going to do DC Elseworld stories because a lot of people like the Elseworld stories. You know, like Batman Gaslight or like Batman White Knight. You know, and like if you think about the last 10 years, like this decade, you know, with the DCU going on, the most successful films in terms in critical success has been the Elseworld stories, like the Joker movie, like plus $1 million, and that was a rated R movie,
And that's
and it
just
got
weird. It's like a freak thing.
exactly. And then the Batman last year, like great film, like the Batman is my number one favorite superhero film of 2021, 2022. And none of the MCU films really like, except for Wakanda Forever is number two, but like the Batman is number one for me.
Well, I'm
It's
going to tell
just
you right now, just like I put on the thumbnail for it, fuck Wakanda
Mhm.
Forever. Seriously. Are you kidding me? As far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't even make another Black Panther film after that movie. The fact that anybody even honestly thinks there's anything positive about that film, I don't even understand it. I won't lie. I can't even grasp it. Like the concept of actually finding something positive out of that shit, that sloppy, shitty fucking garbage pile of a movie, like
Mhm,
with all that bullshit. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Where every fucking black woman in the fucking movie is like the most fucking intelligent, genius, stronger than everybody, beat up big dudes and shit like nothing. Fucking Dom Namor or Watutu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
fuck, man. Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Dude, I told you, my 12-year-old son said it was garbage at the end
No,
of
no, no.
the
You
terrible.
tell me.
Yeah, man,
No,
come
no.
on. If a 12-year-old says that, Andres, come on.
Yeah, no. I agreed. Look, everyone has their mixed opinions on Wakanda Forever. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Hey, no, listen. I agree with you on that. I respect your opinion.
yeah,
I think it's more of along the lines of the fact that I don't understand why they're like actually people are actually complaining that they didn't get nominated for more Oscars or whatever. Or, come on now, I'm
no,
sorry.
no. I mean, the one Oscar that I do agree that they definitely deserved was Angela Bassett. I think she was the great performer, and like she was the really the good thing about Wakanda Forever. And there's Wi-Fi I for folks who have seen the Oscar last night or
Yeah.
Sunday.
Well, you
Um,
know what though? I honestly I've seen her in other films perform better than that movie. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
that because of the dichotomy of the loss of Chadwick, right?
yeah,
She became the most powerful actor and actress on the show, on the movie,
yeah,
immediately. You know what I'm saying? So at that
yeah.
point, and at the same time, look at her scenes in the film. They spotlighted her just like Monica Rambeau, WandaVision, to the point where wherever you see
Hmm.
her, she's at her best.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree. So I
Yeah,
I like your pick. I mean, Brave and the Bold is my number one because I'm a huge Batman fan.
I like
Uh,
Batman. I do, and I like Pattinson Batman. The only problem I had was the trailers were so much better than the film.
mm, oh,
Those,
interesting.
those, those trailers were like freaking the GOAT trailers, man. They were like Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that I agreed. I mean, I it's my third favorite Batman film because of the detective noir kind of feel to it. I like Gotham City's look. You know, if we ever do like a in-depth analysis on the Batman, like you know, there is like some things they could fix,
Bro,
and then there's
honestly,
some,
I'm telling you, man, you can go watch on the show. I'll show you sometime. It got to a point where I was so in love with the Batman trailers. People,
yeah,
I guess, would groan when I would say that I was going to pull it up. there would be audible groans at like
Really?
things on people's facial expressions and whatnot. People will be like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Jeff? Again?" You know what I'm saying? Like seriously?
Right.
I played it so many times, bro. They were so good.
I mean, hey, like everyone can like it or not. So
No,
I like.
it was just funny that like people were upset with me on the show because I kept wanting to watch the freaking Batman trailers, man.
See, I will never have that problem because I rewatch all those trailers
Hey,
like here and there.
I'm still watching those reaction videos today.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So anyway,
No,
so
no. Can I just put a final thought in? No, I just want to
yeah,
say,
sure.
as like the lesser knowledgeable DC person, right? Kind of here on the show, I just want to say that, basically, for me, I love Batman. I love Pattinson as Batman. I thought he was great. I did. I just thought, honestly, for the most part, that if anything, they could have trimmed maybe like the last 30 minutes off the film, like that final segment, that final third of the film was too long.
Yeah.
And it slowed the tempo of the first film a little bit. It made it less exciting and like made it kind of slow and bogged it down. But besides that, I mean, the second film could be great. Who knows who the villains will be, right? It could
Yeah.
be freaking, who knows who they could end up doing. They could go in any direction they want.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually the one thing I'm actually excited for the Brave and the Bold is to actually finally get the fantastical villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery. So, like Clayface, Man-Bat, and then hopefully Poison Ivy. If Matt Reeves are not going to do Mr. Freeze, like I can see Mr. Freeze be in this universe than the Matt Reeves universe. But we'll see.
Are you bringing those villains up because they connect to Damian?
No, like in more of like comic book, like because Matt Reeves is talking about how the Batman is grounded in reality, like similar to the Dark Knight trilogy. So like I could not see Man-Bat, and Clayface in the Matt Reeves universe, like the Robert Pattinson universe. Like, but if Gunn is playing up the comic book aesthetic for all the characters, including Batman, I guess.
It's gonna be live action.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, my bad, man. I'm thinking it was gonna be animated because I just watched a Batman animated film with Damian and Batman the other night. The one where Batman, everyone thinks Batman is dead.
Yeah. The something.
Damian's mom abducts her or whatever and whatnot with that one dude.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah, Nightwing was in it and everything, and
but yeah. So
no,
the movie?
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed that. I put it on to go to bed, and then I couldn't fall asleep because I wanted to finish it.
Oh, Batman Bat Blood. That's what's it.
Who was that last Bat girl? Was that Bat Girl at the end?
Yes, that was Barbara Gordon. She's in the new 52 suit.
Okay.
And that's the one that was the one.
Who was the other? I forget her first name, but who was the other Bat female earlier in the movie?
So Batwoman, that's Kate Kane. That's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So.
Oh man, she was great. I loved her.
Oh yeah, she's great in that movie. I like their depiction there over the TV show. Anyway, but yes,
just the fact that she carries those two handguns, I love it.
Yeah. She's a military person, so she has a lot of skills. And
no, but I think that honestly, now that I knew it was live action, now that I remember, that sounds awesome, man. I mean, honestly, the only thing is though that again, there's going to be that whole kind of weird duality of the fact that you're going to have the Pattinson Batman existing, and they're also going to be casting another Batman in the Bold and the Brave. So that's going to be kind of freaking weird.
Well, I will agree or disagree. Like, I agree with you.
Are the fans just over it now? They can just separate it.
Yeah, I mean, well, also we haven't mentioned the Joker. Like, there's gonna be two Jokers in the universe. Like, we saw the Joker in the Batman, and then we got the Joaquin version, he's having a sequel next year. So
wait a minute, who was the Joker in the Batman?
It was Barry Keoghan. He was the actor from The Eternals, the one that had the control mind abilities.
Was that like a post-credit scene?
Oh, it was like in the towards the end of the movie. You know, when we saw the Riddler again in the jail cell, he was
Oh,
talking to the
you know
Joker.
what? I totally forgot. I honestly, Andres, I gotta watch that movie again. If anything, that you know what, that would be a good primer for us to actually talk about on the show. I'll watch it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, do you have any final thoughts though on both? What do we know as far as the timing on this Batman film?
Not nothing else. I think we need. It has to be maybe after maybe 2026, maybe or 2027,
Wow.
right? Because we're getting the Joker in 2024. The Batman Part Two is slated for the 2025 October. So I can see the new Batman coming either the 26th or the 27th of the years.
Okay.
So
Hey,
you know,
that's good. You know what? It's good to know we're gonna have good content to look forward to. You know, down the road like that.
yeah, and then also we're getting plenty of Batman projects. If you're a big Batman fan, like we're getting a ton of Batman content. You know,
Oh yeah, most
so
definitely. Yeah. No, most
yeah,
definitely, without question. Both.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, most definitely. And so who'd you
yeah.
pick? What was your number four?
So my number four is Waller. I got
Ah,
Waller.
Waller.
It's in your list or no?
Hell yeah! What are you kidding me?
Okay, cool. So I pick Waller because
She's the best.
two things.
How could you not invest in her?
Oh yeah. So um what was it? The actress Viola Davis, a great Amanda Waller actress. The two showrunners here the showrunners is
Oh, one of the
uh
writers. One of the writers wrote Watchmen.
yes, the 2019 show, and then we got the Doom Patrol showrunner here. He's working with the Watchmen writer, so that's really good news for me.
It is. Yeah.
And if you like Peacemaker, this is like a sub-narrative between the two seasons because season two of Peacemaker is somewhat delayed. So like this will be a good sequel to it, and I think that's really great. I like everything about Waller. I think we need one of the things that's cool about the Suicide Squad comic and then also Gunn's film is the political like very like gray area kind of feel to it. Like was it like the Vatican kind of did, or you know, like the Winter Soldier kind of vibes. Like that's something that's gonna be great in Waller, and I'm very excited for that. And just getting to get more in depth about Amanda Waller as a person because she's a very complex character in the comics, and like that's something we need to see more of in this live action version because we're already seeing Davis versions so many times. I think it's a good time to do that. Same thing with Secret Invasion with Nick Fury. It's like it's time to see Nick Nick Fury to be the lead. So I think this is really great that they're like capitalizing Waller as a character, and I think that's good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, honestly, I just saw Waller in my first DC animated film a couple nights ago.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, it was the Batman one where he teams up with Harley Quinn.
Batman in Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and and Waller's in there, and the Suicide Squad's in it,
There's a lot of suicide like
and they have
Batman.
they have to do an operation, and they have to do like some kind of like mission at Arkham.
That's okay. That's Batman Assault on Arkham. That's the movie you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
I fell asleep during it, but I saw Waller in it, and whatnot, and everything, and she was great.
Oh yeah. She's great in that movie. That movie's really great. It's like way better than the first David Ayer's Suicide film.
Oh, that's the great thing about having a TBI, my friend. I can watch these movies, and when we go to review them, I'll never remember. Right? It'll be like
Oh my
watching a
god,
whole new movie again.
that's true. That's true. I mean,
That's how it is, man. It's great.
yeah. But anyway,
No, Waller's
so
gonna be awesome, man. I really think it is.
yeah, I agree. That so I'm like so stoked. I mean, the release date it's unknown, so like we have to wait and see when they're gonna announce that release date.
She can play that character for another freaking 20 years.
Oh yeah, 10 to 20. Yeah,
She's even
yeah.
80.
Oh yeah, she's great. Anything else to say about Waller? What's your number three?
Well, you know what? I would. I honestly, I probably, I would. Now, this is one of those moments where I wish I had watched Peacemaker again. At this point, I gotta watch. I feel like an asshole because if I knew
Yeah,
Peacemaker, I probably would have more to add, right? About like the characters that are going to be coming over into the series and all that.
yeah. Her daughter is probably
Yeah.
coming back.
So they'll be a big part of the show, right? So, you know, and then you also wonder too, like, I mean, I wonder if like they'll want to go in a different direction with like maybe like the number of episodes on some of the shows too, like just to kind of contrast Marvel, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, do
I
not
think.
10, 11, 12 episode shows.
Yeah, I think. Peacemaker was like 8 episodes.
Okay, okay.
Here, like, let's see, Peacemaker. Yeah, it was like 8 episodes. So they did a really good job of using that. Like where Marvel's situation was just like they're doing 6, but then 9 episodes. It's like okay, you need to find your middle ground. But it's also like the thing about Marvel is like they like what makes Peacemaker work because it's like Gunn knew how to pace the show well, and like he had a focus on Peacemaker as a character, and it had like an arc, and same thing with the supporting characters, where that's been an issue with all the Disney Plus shows. It's like you don't have time to develop these ideas or character development for a certain theme. That's when they fall in the wayside, and that's the big negative for people.
No, most definitely. And I think that I think with Waller, and again, you know, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, I don't know for sure. But I have a feeling that if anything, probably you know, overall, I think, you know, we've talked about this before a little bit between me and you, I think personally. We have no idea. I think a lot of these properties are gonna end up being rated R, I do. Um
Yeah. Um, I feel like Waller is where they are
yeah,
definitely
I think
because of Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Like this is the same universe that Gunn has established from Dodd's Suicide Squad. It's going to be where they are. So like this is definitely that.
no, I just assumed, I don't know, did you think that this is the way like this? I just assumed they probably would copy the whole same model as Peacemaker. Same rating, same amount of episodes. If it's gonna
Oh
be
yeah, I mean
why wouldn't you have the same template?
yeah, I agreed. I'm saying more like the violence and all that. Like you could definitely see the same thing, just like what you saw with Peacemaker.
Oh yeah,
So
oh no, you'll get the violence, and you'll get the language too. You'll get the
yeah, exactly.
language, you know what I'm saying? That'll be there. And I think there'll be humor too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because like, you know,
Yeah,
it's not funny, but like her character can be very, very easily, other characters can be funny. Off her, they can be,
yeah.
right? You know, so I think that, and you know what? She probably can be funny too if she wants to be.
Oh yeah,
I,
definitely.
I've
I
seen,
mean,
I've seen her in other films be funny. So like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
me
you know,
too. Yeah,
no. So no, I think it's a great pick. I think probably if anything, it's. I mean, again, it's easy money. Like, I mean, you know, like that was a gimme for
oh
Gus.
yeah,
Come on, now.
yeah, yeah. I agree. And this is the one that I like 100 happy that he did this because like Waller is like the best DC character ever. So I'm happy we're continuing on with the character and like expand upon more on the Suicide Squad universe slash the Peacemaker stuff. So that's good. Okay, let's kind of like move on. Let's get into your number three.
Okay.
Is there?
So my number three is probably going to end up being, I'd say, not Swamp Thing. I'd say
I
probably my number three probably would be you know what? It probably would be Swamp Thing. Yeah,
okay,
I'd say
okay,
it would be Swamp Thing. Yep, most definitely. And I think that but of course that's the last one at the end of the slate. And at the same
yes,
time, this is going to be what, a series again, just like the old TV show, or it's going to be a film?
a film. That's what
Film.
they're stating.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, probably an origin film, an origin story film.
yeah.
I like that. See, I like Swamp Thing, and I'll tell you why. the DC animated films, right?
Mm,
When I saw him in those first couple ones before I ever met you, when we ever covered DC or anything like that, and whatnot, I just caught a couple on HBO
mm,
Max just for shits and giggles. I saw Swamp Thing in Dark Apocalypse and everything and whatnot, and some of the other films.
okay.
That dude is powerful, man. He's got sick powers.
Oh yeah,
He can do some serious shit.
yeah. Yeah. He's basically what like how powerful Poison Ivy is, and it's like because both of them are connected to this like sort of like speed force for plants called the Green, which was introduced by Neil Gaiman, the writer that did the Sandman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's very fascinating. Yeah, Swamp Thing is a very interesting character that DC has been constantly pushing and tried to work with the character. I mean, of course, you brought up Apocalypse. Like this character Swamp Thing is a member of the Justice League Dark.
So are you
The
saying like Poison Ivy and him have this like what? This sort of like almost organic connection that like they're able to tap into that allows them to have these like allows like Swamp Thing to do things like teleport people and shit.
Yes, like it's basically that. It's like it's the same thing with the Speed Force with the Speedsters. It's like they're connected to this like source of power that grants them their abilities, and like that's what I
They
read and
evolve Poison Ivy to his level of power, to his power level at any point and whatnot. Because last time I
um
saw, she was basically just doing like simple stuff.
currently they're like doing that currently right now in the comics.
Okay.
So yeah, like before it was like before it was like it was evolving because it wasn't at that point like she had like control powers like immune toxin and all that. Like it was like
Yeah,
gradually.
yeah, that shit was stupid.
Yeah. Well, let's
Yeah,
see.
she's cool and everything and whatnot, but as far as like effective in a fight or whatever as a villain, she was not very good. But
Yeah. Well, it was where the '90s they got her right. Like yeah, like the '90s is where they like enhance her more. So
Andre's mad at me over here. He's pissed off because I'm talking shit about Poison Ivy.
yeah. Oh no. Oh please.
I
I mean,
don't know anything about Poison Ivy. I just think it's interesting. I didn't know that his powers. I didn't know that was how his powers worked.
oh no. Yeah, that's the thing because if we ever connect Poison Ivy or any plant villain in the DC universe, that's how it goes. And speaking of Poison Ivy, like I like Poison Ivy. She's my favorite Batman villain. But like,
No, I like
I mean,
Poison Ivy too. She was in that Arkham thing I watched with Batman and all that. You know.
yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, Poison Ivy's powers and all that wasn't like yet powerful until the '90s and like onwards.
That Drew Barrymore depiction did not help.
Oh yeah, Uma Thurman. That's the actress. That
Oh,
played
Uma
Loki.
Thurman. Oh my God, Uma.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, and this is one. I like to put one thing here because James Mangold is like circling to direct this movie. He stated that this is going to be his next project after he's finished the new Indiana Jones film, and apparently the Bob Dylan biography. So like this is going to be his next major film after those two projects.
I think
So
for me it's a nostalgia thing, right?
oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, and then at the same time too, Swamp Thing is a dope character. As
oh
long,
yeah,
as long as they visually pull him off right, like however they do it, I hope that they actually go. I don't want to see it. I don't want them to do it digitally. I'd rather them actually go with like the real physical
suit.
costume, suit and shit type stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the TV show, the new one, that was like the one season, like they did that, and Werewolf by Night, they did that with Man Thing. Like he was like half.
well, can't you do the suit and also add digital effects too now?
Yes, yeah. So they can do it. So like it's not out the realm. So, but we'll see.
No,
Like
he has to look good. In live
oh
action,
yeah,
he has to look good.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like he's been adapted so many times. Like his look has been consistent. So like, I'm not worried about that. So I think it's just like how big you make want him to be. Like
You
you
know,
want
like
him to.
when he looks stupid in a picture or whatever, whatnot, it looks stupid.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, you are you anything else to say about Swamp Thing, or
No,
you want
no,
to?
no. Go ahead, so I can talk about Booster Gold, baby.
Oh my god! So I got Superman Legacy as my number third.
What? I thought you hated Superman.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have my problems with
What is
Superman,
it? Some
but
love and hate shit?
exactly. And so, like
Oh
I
man.
like things about Superman, and then I hate things about Superman. So here's the thing: I like things about Man of Steel, but it didn't quite reach what I wish a Superman film should do. And I think Superman Legacy is maybe the film that we get. Like it has to do three things, and I think Gunn is on point. What do you say about Superman? So this film needs to be, be a Superman film. Embrace his colorful side, like the positive side of Superman. Because I didn't mind the dark tone and all that, but like it just did not work because of the direction that Zack Snyder did, and like it was just so bad directly by Zack Snyder in Man of Steel, and the whole onwards of Henry Cavill's presence appearance in the DCEU.
I get where you're going. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that you see the way that Gunn and Saffron have described how the film is going to be in terms of
Yeah,
a sort of a flip of the coin like origin story instead of an origin story. Him having to like deal with and like flush out the fact that he's raised by a human couple, right? Well, at the same
yeah,
time, he's also trying to connect with his, his
alien,
actual, yeah, his,
alien Henrich.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. In a good way, and that and because they like because Man of Steel tried to do that, but like it failed to do that because of just the way they took it. Who? Who? Oh, sorry.
You're okay.
Yeah. So I thought that because like in Man of Steel they tried to do that, but it wasn't direct like, because Zack directed it in a wrong way, and so like there was a lot of miscommunication between the film and the audience, and I feel like having Gunn there writing it will make it more clear where what we're taking Superman in his arc. So I think that's the most important thing. And then also for me,
Well,
this
casting is important.
oh yeah, I mean I for me right now for the terms of casting because they haven't yet cast this, it's just try to cast the best actor that fits with the character. Like
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
yeah, but, I mean Man of Steel had the best casting. I mean Amy Adams, Lauren Fishburne, Kevin Costner,
Yeah, most definitely. You're right.
Diane Lane, and then Michael Shannon as General Zod. Like great cast stacking, but like some of them, Henry Cavill was a good choice as Superman, but unfortunately, some like did shine. Like I think Russell Crowe as Jor-El and Michael Shannon as General Zod shine. But then others like Lawrence Fishburne and Amy Adams were just completely underdeveloped or underutilized
Yes.
in Man of Steel, and then later in their DCU appearance. And poor Henry Cavill, he looks and like he really portrays as Superman and like off screen, and like I like the material wasn't there for him, and so I just hope we just go back to basics. What makes Superman Superman, and I think that's the time for that.
No, I
Um,
agree 100%. I think that you're right. I think when it boils down to it, the best thing they could do with the character would be get it away from a team type function and get it back to like the solo projects.
yeah. The fact that they haven't discussed Justice League, so that's good. Um, yeah. And then another thing I wanted to address was the villains. That's another thing
Oh, how
that.
about Todd in that Flash trailer? Man,
Oh yeah, me and my friend were discussing that. I was very excited for General Assad. Like Michael Shannon did not age those 10 years.
he just sounds so good as Zod.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing. I'm just happy to have a new villain for this movie. Like, just do not repeat Lex and Zod. Like, I'm gonna repeat this with my Supergirl thing. Like, if so, Brainiac has to be the main villain. If not, um, like I see Supergirl being the movie that would probably put Brainiac there, and then build up Brainiac as a villain for a sequel for Superman in this new version, right? This could be the villains of the Elite, the Manchester Black character. Um, I just want to see some of the other Superman rogues like Metallo, Parasite, Mister Mxyzptlk, or Parasite. Like it's time to get these other rogues in this film because like we already had Lex so many times, Zod,
Yeah,
um, and Doomsday. We got Doomsday, and it's like I don't care about Doomsday. It's like
I don't even know what the
whatever.
fuck that thing even was. That was Doomsday. I thought it was like a pile of shit, like a pile of mud.
I know, and he was like basically what the Abomination was in 2008, the Incredible Hulk, mixed with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from
Oh,
Michael
come
Bay.
on now. The Abomination, the Incredible Hulk film looked much better than that fucking pile of mud.
That's exactly that's the thing. It was far worse than the 2008 version. So, yeah. So I'm hoping we get more like other villains from the comics, and yeah.
No, it
But
makes sense.
yeah. So but yeah. I guess my thing, like, I get they're trying to cast a young cast, but like I just wish we just make Superman established and be like an adult because I don't like this notion we had to cast young and like we had to start to the beginning. Like this is not an origin story. Like Gunn say it's not an origin story, but I just wish we did something that's like Spider-Man: Homecoming or like Black Panther or like what Superman Lois is doing. Like I just wish these movies are like currently synced with the comic books,
No, I get what you're
But
saying. You know what? And that's the thing about it too is that I do know of some of the villains that you would be thinking of and whatnot. I know Brainiac is and all that and whatnot. And I'm assuming just based off of how long DC's been around and whatnot and everything that yeah, there's got to be tons of dope villains out there and whatnot. That if you were to put them in the right story, in the right story with the right writing,
yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying? In the right in the right vehicle, they'd be great.
yeah, exactly. And because what's crazy? Like this is going to be Brainiac's like first live action film appearance. Like and then the ones that I mentioned, like all their first live action movie appearance. Like they have a ton of television appearance, like Brainiac and all that, Rogues, but yeah, like since Superman 3, the re-film that had Richard Pryor, like they were trying to get Brainiac. Like Brainiac was in the awful like canceled Tim Burton film Superman Lives, and like he was considered in the unproduced Superman Returns sequel, and then of course Hank Cavill's Man of Steel 2 that got canceled. Like they were throwing out Brainiac. It's like ridiculous. It's like, come on, just get Brainiac here and all the other villains too.
No, I understand where you're coming from. I do. You can only have Joker in every freaking for so many movies.
Yeah, I mean, Batman. Like we got it's crazy. Like we got all the half of the rogues galley of Batman here. Like we seen Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, Two Face, Mister Freeze, Poison Ivy, and who is Bane, and then Scarecrow and Rachel Gould, the League of Assassins, Talia al Ghul, and then and then and Black Mass is like we have so far half of the Batman Rose Gallery and Asil, Mr.
Yep. Yep.
Sass, like briefly in Begins, and then also main in the Birds of Prey, like where Superman is just like none of his rogues have been in the films besides Lex or Zod or whatever.
Sure, sure, because they never gotten that deep into the DC catalog.
Mm-mm. No, they didn't adapt a lot of the comic book characters after Superman 2. So it's annoying. It's annoying. So I hope this will be a good fresh start for Superman and like we finally get a trilogy. Like that's the thing. Like I'm confident that the Robert Pattinson will get his trilogy. Like no matter what. Like he's gonna get his trilogy. Where like Superman like did not get a trilogy after Reeves. Like just false starts. So yeah. So anyway, that's all I gotta say for Super Legacy. So I'm excited for that, and also we so we're got a release date here like July 11, 2025. So anyway, so that's good. Let's get into your number three.
Okay. How does the in-call messages work? Do you get my messages?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to? It is getting kind of late. I can tell you're tired. I heard
Uh,
you yelling and everything going whatnot. Do you want to just wrap up? It'll probably take us what, like less than an hour to finish this up. Do you want to just finish it tomorrow or like finish it over the weekend?
nah, we can finish it now. It's my allergies. Like I'm
Okay,
getting a
cool.
little congested, so we can finish it. We have two more. So
Okay, no problem.
let's let's get into your number three.
Number,
So
number, is it my number three or my number? No, it's my number two.
oh yes, your number two. I'm sorry, because
No,
I already did my three.
no, lanterns.
Same here. We can discuss this. Lanterns is my number two.
All I needed to hear was that it's going to be like True Detective. That's all I needed to
Yeah,
hear. And it's Green Lanterns on Earth doing like a detective story. That's so weird and strange. They do it like that. It's got to be good.
yeah. Why you're at a bat? Like the fact that Gunn like compared it to True Detective, I was like, oh hell yes. And I'm excited because I'm a huge Jon Stewart fan. Like made me hooked to the show, and I'm happy we got like a dual protagonist for the show.
Oh yeah, most definitely. No, most definitely. I just like the idea of the fact that they decided to do something so different with like the lantern with like the Green Lanterns. I mean, up until like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, HBO was still in the process of producing potentially like an actual Green Lantern cosmic like type deal.
Yeah, so that's something that's really interesting because that was going to be produced by Greg Berlanti, who did the Arrowverse, and Mark Guggenheim was involved with that, and it was intriguing because like they already cast some of the people, like I think Guy Garner was cast, and then Sinestro was like around, like I think he was cast too, so I'm kind of happy because like I just cannot trust the Arrowverse curators to handle the Green Lantern property because Branty and Mark Guggenheim already got them involved with the DC stuff with the Arrowverse, but also they did the first screenplay for the Green Lantern film with Ryan Reynolds, but first that got botched by the other writers and the director and all that. But because
No,
Branty was supposed to direct that film before he had to be like exit out and before the new director came in. So
no, and I think that probably, if anything, you got to remember that like this stuff is so far away, right? That um right now it's just interesting to like sit here and read an article about it, right? The
yeah,
concept of it seems very interesting, right? But we'll have to see what things are like when we actually get closer and the heat actually kicks in, right? And like
yes,
and you start to get that buzz, and they start to cast things and whatnot, right? That is
yeah.
live action, isn't it?
Yes. So the movies are live action. The TV shows are like half live action and then animation. That's what Gunn say. Um, well, mainly I think Creature Commanders are like the only animation film. I think, but we'll see. Yeah. Well, another you mentioned the casting. My friend, my host, I mentioned Chris. He thinks the Top Gun actor who's Heyman, Glenn Powell. Like he could be a good choice for Hal Jordan. And then the Tenant actor or slash Black Klansman actor, John David Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son, could be a good choice for Hal for Jon Stewart. Like I could see that happening in terms of the casting.
Sure, most definitely. That was the character that they were planning on actually doing the Lantern show, right, on HBO.
No, no, no. They were trying to do a like an ensemble cast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're going to have multiple lanterns, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I had to Steve.
Are you okay?
Yeah. So yeah, so that was the thing about the previous project. It was like a ensemble cast. like they were saying Guy Garner and Sinestro before he became like the little letters.
No, and we don't. That's the thing, though. Again, this is all very vague stuff. Like we don't really know anything official about really much of any of this stuff. Like with
Yeah,
with grinders, we have no clue, right? All we know is the
no,
concept. So I'm betting on the concept itself. That it sounds dope as hell.
yeah. Well, I mean, so far is the like I'm happy that they're saying it's gonna be on Earth, so that's good. So I think because like one of the problems I mentioned with Green Lantern movie is like they didn't know to commit with a cosmic, a
So about you.
cosmic. Oh, thank you, a cosmic film or a grounded like um hot space film. Like I think this would be a good way to do that because this could be like Lethal Weapon meets space. So that's the big thing.
No, I
So
get what you're saying. I do. I get it.
yeah, and sorry about
Oh, you're okay.
sorry about my allergies, folks. Ugh, it's been an awful Tuesday. So anyway, um,
God bless you.
thank you. Okay. Anything else to say about Green Lantern?
No, really. I mean, other than the fact that again, like I wish I could say more, but I can't because again, like I mean, I've never seen Green Lantern before presented in like a detective like street clothes, street level type setting. I've never seen that before.
No.
I have nothing to work off of or to draw.
Yeah, I think that's good that they throw the True Detective comparison. So I agree. Okay, what's your number one?
My number one would probably, I guess, be Flashpoint.
Oh, really? The Flash?
Hell yeah, dude! The trailer was fucking disgusting. The last one.
Yeah, the teaser. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I saw the new trailer. Just like I did a trailer discussion on that, and I thought the trailer was really good, and it got me like excited for the project more. So that's good. Like what were the things you liked about that trailer, and like what you excited for this Flash?
The whole thing, the visual. Well, I mean, you tell me. I mean, what? I mean, I could, everything. Like it just looked
Everything.
great. I mean, come on, right? Two different Batmans. Like, and it looked like freaking. It looked like it almost looked for a minute like we were gonna have freaking Christian Bale Batman in there for a minute. When I
Oh
saw that,
yeah,
I was like, oh shit, and we might get that too.
yeah. Or George Clooney. I think that was the big roundup with that. Yeah, I agreed. I mean, I'm excited because they're gonna hard reset this universe, which is good. Like out of the four DC projects we're gonna get this year, like the Flash is the most important, and I think this is the one that people are more excited for than maybe those other three. So that's good. So I mean, like I'm very excited because the good is we got a good director here, like Andy Muschietti, who did the two It chapter films
Yes.
for Warner Brothers, so that's good. And I mean, Michael Shannon has expressed that he's such a good director, so that's good. So the fact that he stuck around with this project for the last, oh my god, 4 or 3 years is incredible because this movie had the revolving dollars of directors slash writers, and it's like it just got constantly pushed into development. So I'm very happy we're finally releasing this movie for this year. You know.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, so I brought up my anything else to say about your number one? I guess we can go to
No,
my
no, not really. To be honest with you, no. Go ahead.
so my number one is Brave and the Bold. I already mentioned that when you did your fourth. Yeah, I'm so excited for Brave and the Bold. I think I'm finally happy that we're gonna get a Robin in the film because it's been so many years since Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher film, that we have Robin in a film, and I like the pick of Damian Wayne. That's a good choice. So with Damian, of course, the villains could easily will be Ra's al Ghul slash Talia in the League of Assassins, which makes sense because Talia is the mother of Damian, and of course Ra's is the godfather, or grandfather or whatever. Um, and two, like, I'm excited when Gunn mentioned that this film is also going to explore more the Bat family, which is good because I really want to see the Bat family in the Batman films. Now, the caveat of this is that you kind of wish we wanted to see the Robin slash Bat family in Robert Pattinson's film, but if Matt Reeves is saying that he wants to make it's like he's basically doing a Dark Knight, like Christopher Nolan vibes of the Batman Robert Pattinson universe, then it makes sense to not bring them into Robert Pattinson universe, just like we didn't do that with Christian Bale's version at all. Well, except with whatever Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was in Dark Knight Rises. So I think that's a good direction to do. Yeah, and I mentioned fantastical villains. Like, I really want to see more fantastical villains of Batman's roles in this film. If we're gonna have maybe like them to be hitchmen for Ra's, like, I'm excited to see more like Clayface, Man Bat, or like Mad Hatter in this universe because I want to see them in a Batman film. So
No,
that's this.
no, I get where you're coming from. I do. You want to see something different. You're tired of the same old shit.
Yeah, I mean, despite I like the Batman, like the Batman's great. So, but I just want to see other things that we haven't seen yet in a Batman film.
Sure, most definitely. I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. You're saying the tropes on the Batman films are played out.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't like this grounded, like realistic Batman. Yeah, it was fine when Batman Begins Dark Knight trilogy, but like I think it's better to stay away from that. Like, I want more comic book Batman stuff. So that's good about Brave and the Bold. Yeah. Anything else to say about our rankings? I think we're good.
No, no, no. Honestly, man. If anything, just again, thanks for having me on and whatnot and everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing What If Season 2 with you on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I'm free on Sunday, so I have no podcast schedule on Sunday. So, folks, I'm definitely going to go there, which is good.
We'll be live then. We'll be live on the MCU Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. We'll be live where we got our Facebook page back up. We're back on Facebook. We're on
That's good.
Rumble. We're on Twitter Live or Periscope, whatever you want to call it. We're on Twitch. We're on everything. We'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, covering
Yeah.
a preview What If Season 2.
Yeah, there's a lot because we got a lot of information. Like, Elizabeth Olsen is going to voice Scarlet Witch again.
Oh yeah,
For season
and
2.
I'm gonna play all the trailers from the first season of What If too.
Yeah. So I'm very curious. So, yeah, I need to look in what we got for information and all that for What If. But yeah, I'm very excited to do that because despite not being a deuce with the first season of What If, there's a lot of potential to be better for the second season. So
I agree.
So yeah, thank you everyone to listening to this podcast. I'm sorry for my allergies. Yeah, today was awful for me and my families.
Okay. No, listen, it happens. Everybody, you know what? At least you got through the show.
Yeah, exactly. So I did it for you guys. I went through the pain and suffering to do this podcast, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this. Jeff, buddy, thank you so much. I'm so happy we did our two-parter finally.
No problem, man. No problem. I hope that we're still collaborating with not only when these movies come out and TV shows come out, so we can try to review some of them together.
Yeah. Hey, we need to do the ranking for Phase 4. Like that could be our next.
I know. We got to do it, man.
Yeah. So
it's too far. It's getting too far into the year to not do it.
Yeah, we have to do it before Guardians 3 to happen.
No, it'll be totally worth it. It'll be totally doable.
Yeah.
Listen, brother, I'm gonna peace out. All right,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I'll see you soon, brother.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, everyone. We'll be back very soon. Have a good have a good day.